So when I did my first impressions video for all of the 3 latest Samsung Galaxy A series, you have requested me to get my hands on the Samsung Galaxy A73. So here's my unboxing and my first hands-on experience. Now starting from the unboxing, the box comes in white with Galaxy A73 5G on top, the visuals of the phone in the middle, and the Samsung logo down below. Opening the box, you will immediately find the phone itself. Underneath, there's a smaller box which has the SIM ejector pin on the outside, some paperwork and warranty card, and the USB-C to USB-C cable. Next, looking at the design and the build of the phone. Although at first glance, it does look very close to last year's A series and the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE, but this awesome mint color variant that I have had a very unique matte sheen to the finish. And this was very apparent when you reflect the phone towards the light. And that is the reason why I chose this color as opposed to my usual favorite white color. And speaking of the color finishes, other than this unique awesome mint color that I have, it is also available in awesome grey and yes, in awesome white as well. Now the Galaxy A73 was also pretty light at only 181 grams. And it is the lightest among the other A series smartphones, which was very interesting to know. And it had a dimensions of 76.1 by 163.7 by 7.6 mm. And even though the sides had a glossy frame, but it still gripped in the hands very well thanks to the matte finish at the back. And I have double checked to see whether or not the phone did wobble when I typed it on the surface, and as mentioned in my first impressions video, it didn't wobble at all, probably towards the middle left of the phone, but not to a point where it was impossible to type. Now there were tons of people complaining in my comment section in my previous video about how the phone does not have a headphones jack compared to last year's model, and they were talking about how they loved and preferred their smartphone that had a headphones jack. Well, all I have to say is this. Firstly, welcome to year 2022, and second of all, if your current smartphone has a headphones jack, good on you, mate. Don't need to be bitter towards smartphones which doesn't have it, my dear friend. Now speaking of ports, the phone can support up to 1TB of micro SD card slot expansion, where the hybrid SIM card slot is on top of the phone. And compared to many other mid-range smartphones, it is nice that the Samsung Galaxy A73 and all of the other A series has an IP rating of IP67 dust and water resistant. So my overall take on the build quality is that the more I have the phone with me, the more I appreciate this seamless body towards the camera bump. And the Galaxy A73 has to be one of the best build quality, design and the overall finish for a smartphone within this price range. Now as for the phone's display, the Samsung Galaxy A73 has a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED Plus display with the Infinity O camera punch hole. So you're looking at a very amazing AMOLED screen compared to some other cheaper quality ones that I have seen as of late. And as mentioned before, my friend, that not all AMOLED screens are created equal, and rest assured that the Samsung Galaxy A73 has to be one of the best quality smartphone displays that I've seen within this mid-range market. Then the phone screen was flat, a usual thing for Samsung's mid-range smartphones, and it also had an in-display fingerprint sensor which unlocks quickly, even though it did not have the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor just like how it was on the flagship smartphones. Then the refresh rate, also known as the motion smoothness, on the phone goes up to 120Hz, but keep in mind that it is not adaptive like their flagship smartphones, so I'm eager to see how the battery performs when I put my SIM card in the phone and use it every single day. But as of now, the navigating and the scrolling around the phone was very smooth indeed. And the phone has a resolution of FHD Plus of 1080 by 2400 pixels, and since I had a bit more than a day to use, it was really nice when it comes to video playback, where it was great as expected with amazing color reproduction, especially when watching content on Netflix, where it had Widevine L1 Full HD playback with HDR10 capable as well. So as usual, smartphone displays on Samsung devices, whether or not it's a flagship or even right now on a mid-range smartphone, it did not disappoint at all. Now in terms of the cameras, the Galaxy A73 comes with a massive 108 megapixel f1.8 main camera, a 12 megapixel f2.2 ultra-wide lens, a 5 megapixel f2.4 depth lens, and a 5 megapixel f2.4 macro lens. Then the front camera has a 32 megapixel f2.2 lens. And once again, I got several shots on the phone, and it was as close to a flagship smartphone, and I was totally amazed at how well that the front portrait mode shots were. Now as mentioned, I've only had the phone with me to use for more than a day, so stay tuned for my in-depth review of the camera, where I also test out the other software features like the photo editor, the photo remaster, and the very unique object eraser. And of course, I'll be also testing out the video quality for the camera, since both the rear and the front camera records up to UHD 4K up to 30 frames per second. Yep, front video camera recording up to 4K, which a lot of mid-range smartphones or even flagship smartphones doesn't have until now. Now when it comes to the other specs, the Galaxy A73 ships with the Snapdragon 778G chipset. Yup, a Snapdragon chipset, even though if you order it here in Malaysia. Then in terms of the RAM and the storage configuration, it comes with 8GB of RAM, and there's the very unique RAM Plus option that uses the storage to convert into a virtual RAM, where you can choose between 2, 4, 6 and 8GB of RAM. Then as for storage, it comes with 256GB of storage, and with a micro SD card slot expandable up to 1TB, hence you're looking at having a storage for years, 2 years to come. Now speaking of a smartphone that lasts for years, the Samsung Galaxy A73 guarantees to have 4 years of Android and One UI upgrade, not 3, my bad, as I was really rushing out to get the video out, and up to 5 years of security update, where it currently ships with Android 12, not 11, as many recently released smartphones are still stuck at that, and it has One UI version 4.1, which is hands down until today, in my humble opinion, the best Android skin as of now. Now speaking of which, for the first time ever on a Samsung Galaxy A series, software features like Link to Windows, Bixby Routine, which is such a huge godsend feature, Buds Auto Switching and Samsung Pay are all available on the Samsung Galaxy A73 as well. Then in terms of battery, it has 5000 mAh of battery with 25 watts fast charging, where the charger does not come inside of the box as seen in the unboxing area. Stop complaining. So keep that in mind, and yes, as mentioned, I shall see how much of battery that I get when I use the phone every single day. Okay, another common comment or question that I got for my previous video is why the Galaxy A73 was not introduced during the launch event. And my answer is, I have no idea, man. It's funny because why am I being asked as though that I own Samsung? And some people even thought that the Samsung Galaxy A73 that I had in that video was a fake. Well, it wasn't fake then, and it's not fake right now, where you can actually get it at 2099 ringgit, and I'll leave links down at the description below for you to get yourself one. Aside from that, I'll see you in my full in-depth review of the phone as usual here in this channel, so stay tuned, and of course, please stay positive.